We're on.
We're on. Hi everybody, welcome to the Sugar and Crumbs kitchen tonight. I'm really pleased to have Richard Hawes here. Is it Hawes?
It is.
I keep wanting to call you Hawks. Richard Hawes here from Wright's Baking. It's a new range that Richard's going to tell you a little bit more about the company anyhow, but we've just started stocking the product, and I asked Richard if he would come along and do a demo. He's going to do 2 demonstrations tonight. Jackie is a massive fan of Wright's Baking as well. He's going to do a demo. So this is what they're going to make. So Richard is going to make a Stromboli Bread. Okay, so I'm quite looking forward to this. He's actually going to show you how to use the mix, put it together, and you're going to get this. And Jackie is going to make a cheesecake using Wright's Baking brownie mix and sugar and crumbs strawberry flavoured milkshake. So we're looking forward to that. And also, Richard, what else are you making? You're making a cake?
I'm going to make a Banoffee cake with peanut butter.
Yeah.
And we'll be trying that a bit later.
Oh, absolutely. Hey, I never got this curvy size without trying things.
Oh, I didn't get that.
You see, look at us. Happy eaters.
The three bakers.
Exactly. I couldn't put a penny on it, wouldn't it? So we've got lots to show you. Then the other thing is, I thought I was going to have a night off tonight, and Richard has seen our nifty nozzles before. He's bought icing sugars and he was asking me about the nifty nozzles. So as a bonus tonight, I'm actually going to do a demo with the nifty nozzles. I'm going to do the Cupcake Bouquet, just a quick one, so that by the time we finish, you'll be all trained up and know how to do it, and I'll know how to make bread and cake. And then the other thing that we're doing is, you'll see that we've got 2 new mixes in the kitchen. One belongs to Jackie, one belongs to Sugar and Crumbs, okay? Andrew James have kindly sent us one of these each to do a demo on. I haven't actually used it. Now the Andrew James brand is actually really very good. I've actually got 2 of these in the warehouse because, not this new one, the older version. In fact, it's a bigger model. Which ones have you got? Have you got the bigger one? Yeah, so I've got a black and red one at work because I don't let the boys have their hands on my KitchenAids. But the Andrew James has stood up to the test of time for the last 3 years. And any of you who've been buying those assorted buttercreams, that's what the boys actually use to make it with. And when we take buttercreams to the shows, we use those machines as well. So they've been absolutely fantastic. We've had 3 years use out of them and not anything go wrong with them. So this is their newest model. Now we don't sell it on our website, but on our Facebook page today we're putting a link direct to Andrew James so that you can buy this, and I think it's £75 and free shipping. I think it is. So we'll tell you more about this, and it's getting its first try out in the kitchen. You've not used yours yet, have you, Jackie? Yeah, so all 3 of us are going to have a go. So I'm going to make buttercream and give it a leathering on there. Jackie is going to mix cheesecake. Cheesecake mix, yeah. And Richard, what are you doing in yours? You're doing buttercream as well, aren't you?
Buttercream as well.
Yeah.
Peanut buttercream.
Peanut buttercream. And it's not ours. It's not one of ours. Anyhow, so I'm going to just quickly show you what we've got on sale very quickly, and then I'm going to hand you over to Richard. Okay, and if anybody wants to do a shout out, John, do you want to shout out who's here?
Yes, we've got a lot of regulars.
Have we? Good.
We'll go back to
Do you want to quickly shout them out? We'll all say hi. You can stick it on here.
Yes, we've got Kat Riley.
Hi, Kat.
Gemma Hobson.
Hi, Gemma. Glad you've all joined us.
Wendy Ann Preston, Julie Smith, Lindsay McIver, Joanne Birkin, Elaine Lawton, Claire Watts, Joe Slatley, Jane Anderson, Claire Miller.
Hi.
Robert Allen has joined us. Julie Smith.
Right, we're going to stop now. Rob, what happened? Your other teammates here.
We're not divorced.
You're not divorced. I think you've separated.
We've got Julia McGuire, Dale Blackler. I think I'm repeating some names here. Violet Ann McLeod, Elaine Hollowell, Barbara Rathmill, Karen Naylor, Pam Kerchick, Julie Smith, Hayley Tully, Salma.
Wow, so there's a whole load of regulars here.
Lily Hour.
Isn't it nice to hear John's voice? Isn't it nice to hear John's voice shouting them out?
Can I say happy birthday to my son Thomas?
Happy birthday to Thomas.
Happy birthday
to Thomas. Right, and the other thing I actually forgot to tell you is Laura had a baby, and I know so many of you seen it.
Yes, we've had congratulations in.
Yeah, so thankfully we didn't have to well, I wasn't going to cancel tonight's episode, but it was just going to be these 2 guys on their own because Laura's baby was due today. She had a bonny bouncy baby boy, £8 9.9, weighed in at 5:37 on Thursday morning. Baby is well. Laura's not well. She's back in hospital. She got rushed in last night. So after this session, I'm rushing up to the hospital to see how she is as well. So she won't be watching tonight. I believe that she's okay, but she's not very well. So, but apart from that, baby's fine. And he's an absolute little beauty. Yeah? So, what am I...
We've got Des from the Cake and Bake show as well.
Oh, hello, Desi. Oh, Cake and Bake. I know why she's popped on. 3 weeks from now, we're at Cake and Baked. So any of you who are going to be at London, we're going to be there.
Oh.
You're going to be there, aren't you?
I'm on stage.
Right, yeah, Richard's on stage. So if
I'll
you're
see you at Manchester.
Jackie will be at Manchester Cake and Bake, but me and Richard are at London Cake and Bake. That's the week of the, is it the 4th, 5th and 6th? I think it's the 4th, 5th and 6th at XL, or it's the 3rd, 4th and 5th, I don't know, but it's that weekend anyhow. But Richard and I will be there. He gets more prominence than me, he's on stage.
Well worth the watch as well.
So anyhow, let's crack on, guys. I'm going to show you what goodies we've got over here quickly with the Wright's baking. So let me just show you what we're doing here. So this is a whole range that we brought in, okay? So we've got all the breads here. So there's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 breads. We're missing one. I sent it to the warehouse and forgot to save it. So those are the bread mixes. We've got the brownie mix that Jackie's going to use tonight, a cookie mix, scones. These are the cake mixes, and I'm going to use the orange cake mix tonight, okay? There's the Victoria sponge. Julie Smith's asked a question about that, and Richard kindly responded with an answer. New things that are in, I'm going to use these. I absolutely love these. One of the things I love when you go to like Costa Coffee and you get a massive big muffin, I could never understand how they got them, and I found the muffin pan, the proper one. So it's on the website, you can buy it now. Look under Wilton or look under Cake Tins, and I think it's £7.20. I'm going to use that tonight. We've got the new edible sequins in from Wilton as well. So these are the gold sequins. They're 283 grams in a packet. I think they are 280 something. Yeah, 283. Got that right. We've got the new Cake Star cutters in. These are really very cheap. I think £2.99. Tongs for picking up your cake decorations. I think they're £1.99. The balling tools are in. And I'm going to tell you about these. I've known about these a long time, but I had a lady here for a class a few weeks ago, and she had no strength in her hands and found it very difficult to hold the piping bags, and the buttercream kept coming out at the end. So I'm going to show you how to use these. And of course our fabulous range of icing sugars and our little cornflour dusting pouch as well. So those are all tonight's goodies if you're interested, but that's all the new stuff, the Wright's baking stuff.
Don't forget Macmillan.
Yeah, oh yeah, don't forget Macmillan. And so the Wright's baking stuff there, we hadn't announced that, we'd brought it on, and it sold very well over the weekend, and I'm actually really pleased about that considering there was no announcement about it. And then if John just wants to whiz round, so Richard's there, anytime, John. So Macmillan, every week I've been meaning to tell you about Macmillan coffee morning. I'm not actually doing the coffee morning, mainly because we've got so much on for the cake show and Laura's baby coming, and I've got a class this weekend. But anybody who places an order, if they write that they're doing a Macmillan fundraising event this week, I'll pop in 2 free bags of icing sugar. Just pop in there, doing a Macmillan event, and name the 2 flavours that you want. You must genuinely be doing a Macmillan event though. Don't just slap in an order and say you want them for free. So that's just a little add-on from us. We're not doing any fundraising ourselves, mainly because we've just been really busy. That's really bad, isn't it? I did it last year though, but I did the Alzheimer's this year. You can't do them all, can you? So let's get on with it. So Richard, it's over to you.
All right, thank you very much. I'm out of breath just listening to all of that. Wow. Okay. Hopefully, a lot of people out there know about Wright's. We're a family-owned business, flour mill. 150 years the company's been going. David Wright is our managing director, and he's the 5th generation of his family to run the mill. His son James is our main senior miller. So that's the 6th generation already in the business. Now, today I'm going to be showing you 2 things: how to make a bread and a cake, and really that's to show just how quick and easy our mixes are. I'm going to start with the bread because that needs to have a little bit of time to get going. So, in a bowl, I'm going to put 270 mils of lukewarm water.
Can I just ask you a quick question? What temperature do you want the oven on?
I would like the oven on 240, please.
240? For
Yeah.
electric?
Oh,
For a fan?
yeah, 220 for it's a fan. So I've put 270 ml of water into here. I'm going to chop up some garlic and parsley. So I'm going to make a Stromboli bread. Now, a Stromboli bread is a little bit ambitious maybe, but really easy to do with our mixes. It's an enriched dough, so I'm going to be adding egg and also some other lovely ingredients to give it a great flavour. So having finely chopped those, that's the garlic and parsley going into the bowl. I'm also going to add an egg. There we are. And just to combine all of that, I'm going to give it a quick whisk, but I'm also adding 25 grams of mozzarella cheese. And then I'm just going to give this a quick mix, because I'm going to add our bread mix in a second. And what I want to do is just make sure that the egg is really combined with the other ingredients so that it mixes right the way through. Then I've got our premium white bread mix here, 500 grams. So this is going to make a standard size loaf.
I meant to say that you will have Maria following you around the kitchen as well.
That's fine. I'm more than happy to have Maria following me around the kitchen. Oops. Oops, I've just thought my wife's watching this. Sorry, Ruth.
So is her boyfriend.
How do you know Ruth's got a boyfriend? I didn't even know that. Right, back to the bread. Oh, I'm going to get so killed in that.
This is your last trip, right, Richard?
Right, these combine very, very quickly, and what I tend to do is just to get it started with a spoon, and then it's throw your hands in and get them well and truly floured. But if you use a spoon just to start with, it doesn't stick to your hands quite so much. So all I'm doing now is getting in there and mixing all of the ingredients together, and hopefully you can see there that already it's coming together to form a ball of dough. Very, very quick and easy to get these combined, and you can tell when it's all combined because it starts to come away from the sides of the bowl, basically leaves the bowl pretty much clean like that. So there we are. That's the start of my dough.
Do you want this mat?
I will need it back. Yeah, don't bother washing it at the moment.
Okay, no worries.
And now comes the bit where at the end of the day we can get rid of all of our aggression, because we're going to start kneading it. Wherever possible, when you're kneading bread, try not to add too much flour. Baking is very much a science, and the recipes. Whoa! There was a cooker there. That's fine. It's fine. We don't worry about that. All I'm doing now is developing the gluten to make the dough. There's lots of different ways of developing the bread. Some people have a third hand that comes and appears on your board. I don't know how many people watch the Great British Bake Off. I'm sure quite a few of you do. You may remember the classic episode where they were doing Italian breads, and one of the contestants thought he'd impress Paul by using the Italian way of stretching bread, which is to do that. And the first couple of times,
I'd be scared of doing that.
The first couple of times while the camera was watching, it worked perfectly. And the third time he did that, it ended up on the floor by Paul's feet. He wasn't hugely impressed, it would be fair to say.
Absolutely. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to my friends. I should be on holiday at the moment with my friends Pauline and Barry. And because Laura was having a baby, we cancelled a couple of months ago in case she had it early. Thank goodness we did. So they're watching from sunny Spain, as I believe your Debbie is, isn't she?
Oh, Debbie, Deb the bread, yes.
Yeah, so Deb, What's she called, your Deb?
Deb the Bread.
Deb the Bread. So Deb the Bread's watching. Our friends is in Spain, and our friends Pauline and Barry are on the Boardwalk. Boardwalk.
In Marbella.
In Marbella, watching us. They must be bored.
I'm not actually sure what sort of condition.
Deb's will be in by now.
Well, I'm not sure what condition Deb's going to be in.
I'm sure my friends aren't in great
I'm not
condition.
sure what condition your friend's resort is going to be, because my daughter was out there on a hen weekend last weekend.
Oh yeah.
So that could be messy.
Yeah.
Liz Shaw watching from Cyprus as well.
Oh, crikey. Hello, Liz from Cyprus.
Right, so we've been working this for about 5 minutes now, and it's starting to come together. The texture of the dough has changed, and it's now starting to become silky smooth. And the way to test...
Are you out of breath, Richard?
Sorry?
Are you out of breath?
Yeah, I'm not as young as I was. The way to test if the dough is fully developed is it's called the Windowpane Test. So take a pinch of dough.
Yeah.
Let's do that again then, since it's now coming tight. Take a pinch of dough and then tease it out thinner and thinner. And if it tears like that, it's not quite ready. And we do another minute of stretching.
Yeah.
When you can see right the way through the dough, you know that it's ready.
Yeah. Oh, and my sister Yvonne's watching from sunny Devon. I'm glad she's got the sunshine. It's pouring down with rain here. So, hello Yvonne.
And in fact, if you look at this now, you can see that it's not tearing nearly as quickly as it was at the start.
No, it isn't, no.
And you can actually see that it's getting more of a silky texture to it.
Yeah.
So that's about ready now. Let's just have another quick check on that.
And we've got Gary Quinn here as well. Hello, Gary. I sorted my order out earlier.
There we are. So now you can probably just about see through that now, and you can see that it's holding together and it's not tearing.
Yeah, the last one was tearing, wasn't it?
So that's basically that ready.
Right, pretty good.
So I'm just going to clean down my hands a bit, roll that up. I'll have the bowl back.
Bowl back, there you go.
And we're now going to leave this to rest for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And while we do that, we're going to move on swiftly.
Do you want me to wash hands or anything?
Well, if you've got
You wash hands and I'll quickly tell them about this. So, just as a quickie, okay, I've never used Wright's bread mix as well, or cake mix ever, okay? I've also got the mixer I haven't used tonight. So, I've been told that this is so easy. So, when I said I was going to use the new muffin pan, I'm actually going to use the orange cake mix. So, if you hear any noise, apparently this is so simple to do. So, Richard tells me. So, we're going to drop, and Jackie's telling me the same. So, we're going to just drop.
If you show the viewers that, they'll see like little pods in it.
Right, okay, so it's the Wright's orange cake mix, and Jackie said you'll see the little oh yeah, look at that, little pods of orange, which
Absolutely.
Okay, that smells good. I believe they're the orange ones as well that you made for me, haven't you?
Yes.
Yeah, okay, and then we need 200 grams, no, how much oil is it? 60
ml or 60 gram of water,
60
of oil,
Yeah.
and 200 of water.
Yep, so sorry, so let me just do that here, 1 second. So that's 60 grams of oil, 200 mils of water, and all I believe I have to do is just mix. And that's it. So while I mix this and get this into a batter, I'm just going to then pass you, well, let's mix this in. And how long do I mix this for, Richard?
Until it's combined, it'll take less than 2 minutes.
Yeah, till it's combined. In fact, it is combined now. And that's how simple it is with this mix to make muffins. So you don't need to make it as a cake. So you can either put this in your sandwich tin, make it as a cake if you want to, or you can now spread it between your 12 muffin cases. How many cupcakes does it make? Normal cupcakes?
You get about 20 to 24 cupcakes.
You know, small size.
The small size.
What I do, which is the muffin cases.
Right.
They're about, you get 12.
You get 10 to 12.
Yeah.
So if it's the small size, you'll get 24. If it's the normal this size, you'll get 12. Yeah. And then I'm going to do this size using the tulip cases. So we'll get 6 out of that. So I'm just going to divide that between 6. That's combined. Is that right, Richard?
It's absolutely fine.
Fine,
Yeah,
right.
Ready to go.
So I'm just going to stick this mixture into here, put them in the oven, and I'm going to turn my oven down actually because mine's on a bit too high. And we'll get them out. Yeah. So I'll turn mine down. So I'll send you back to Richard now.
Right. Well, while that was going on, you've missed the excitement of me washing my hands.
I'm really sad.
And chopping up 2 bananas,
Right,
which I've now put into my bowl, and I'm mashing these. This is really useful, I think. One of the nice things about this, where you're mashing them up, is that you can use up your old bananas if they've got a bit soft and a bit brown.
They're the nicest ones like this.
And you get more flavour out of those anyway. But I'm just quickly mashing these up. It doesn't need to be liquidised, but we do just need to break them down a bit, so you want them to be combined into the mix. There we are.
Oh, Robert Allen says he's used this and he loves the orange pieces in it. Good.
We like to hear. Thank you, Robert.
Who else is fans of Wright's baking? Let me just see. Let's see, and everybody shout out. So Gillian, hi everyone, I'm watching from in the bath. Gillian, what are you doing? Have you got eyes on Richard? She wants to watch you from the bath, Richard.
There you
go. It might simply mean that she's nearer to the toilet.
Oh, your wife's on now, Richard. Ruth's in. Your wife's on now.
Hi, Ruth.
Hi, Ruth.
Orange cake mix is fabulous. So that's a hello to Richard's wife.
Sally's in the bath as well.
Sally's in the bath.
Not with Gillian, I don't think.
I hope she's not with Gillian.
Nice clean view, that's all I can say.
Where's the lady who's in the bath as well? So, Gillian and I'm watching from in the bath. The only place I can get any peace and quiet. Oh, I'm with you on that one. Yeah, Sally, Gillian's in the bath. Gillian, Sally's in the bath as well. Martin, bit late. Martin's joined us. So we're just catching up.
Right. Okay, I've now mashed up my banana, and I've added to that 100 grams of peanut butter. I'm going to add 200 ml of cold water and 60 ml of oil, the same as we did for the orange. And then again, as I did with the bread, I'm just going to combine all of these other ingredients a bit first, just to make sure that they mix well into the cake. Very quickly, just... There we are, you can see how quickly it forms. It's all combined together. It's not exact, it doesn't have to be totally smooth, but we're just trying to get it an even distribution of everything. Will make the cakes cook better. Then I'm adding 500 grams of our toffee cake mix. And you can just about see in there that they're the toffee pieces as opposed to the orange pieces that were in the...
Oh
yes.
Oh my God, you're good,
Yes.
you lot, aren't you?
Oh yeah, no.
Giving away all these things.
Well, we've been making these mixes for nigh on 30 years now. Longer than that for bakers. But about 30 years ago, David Wright, when he was first moving up the company ladder, had the idea of taking the mixes that we provide to our local bakers and putting them into retail packs. We started off with the bread mixes, and then about 15 years ago we started on cake mixes. And now we've got something like 11, 12 different bread mixes. We've got 6 cake mixes that come in this size pack. We've got brownies, we've got cookies, we've got Victoria sponge, we've got chocolate sponge.
Scones.
And we got scone, thank you as well. Yeah, oh sorry, scone, sorry.
Scones.
Oops.
I say scones as well.
And there we are.
Scones.
2 minutes of mixing and the batter is ready to go into the oven. So I'm going to take 2 non-stick trays. There we are. These are 6-inch rounds. Where did theirs from?
So just a quick pop up there. I've shared my mix between my 6 tulip muffin cakes. So they're half full, those are. So I'm going to put those in the oven now. How long do they take in the oven?
Those will take probably about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. I'll put those in now. So it's 8:26.
Do you do a poppy seed cake mix?
Only if you buy poppy seeds and sprinkle them on.
Right.
What mixture would you put that in then? Which packet would you put in?
Well, I'd put it in the Madeira probably, yes.
Yeah.
I think it'll
Well,
work.
actually buy the Victoria sponge next.
Yeah, you
Put it in
could
that.
could do that as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, just to make sure that we get 2 even-sized cakes, I always weigh them out. I know that with the water and the oil and the inclusions, I'm looking for around about 460 grams to go into each one of these. Well, there's 470 in that one, so let's see how.
What heating do you want on the oven for your cakes?
I want 160, please.
160, I'll turn it down to 160 as well.
470 and 490. Well, you don't get much closer than that. We'll pop a little bit into that one.
Do you want a spoon?
No, I'm just going to. The great thing about these spoons with the plastic ends is that the spatulas, they can't. Thank you. It's a technical term, is it, Jackie? Spatula.
You get every bit of it, don't you?
You get absolutely everything. Yeah. I've got two young grandchildren, and I have a feeling that when I come to doing cakes with them, they'll want to lick the bowl. They're a bit too young for that at the moment, but when they're a bit older, they're going to be very disappointed if I use this.
What a mean granddaddy you are.
Yeah. Why can't I lick it?
John cannot believe that people lick the bowl.
Oh, you're
Who's a bowl?
Who does lick the bowl?
Who's a bowl licker?
So,
Voila.
2 cakes,
Yeah,
less than 10 minutes,
super.
ready for the oven.
And mine's in the oven as well. So, there you go. Mine's in the oven. So yours have gone in at 2028. Do you want to wash your hands again?
I'll just very quickly wash my hands again.
I'll just come around and do this mixer then. So I've not used this mixer before, okay? I've got my butter, and all I'm going to do is quickly make some buttercream in it, see how the mixer reacts with that. So your buttercream, here we go, and let me just, I know how to work my other Andrew drawing, so you press that button in on the side, and then I think you just turn the thing on, don't you? Okay, that's easy, isn't it? So let's mush that in. So we'll give that a quick go while Richard's cleaning up. So, and then we'll put that premium bread mixer to show what we've been using. And then, I think, do you know what speed this goes up to, Jackie? Is it 700 watts? Do you remember it? No, 300 either. And then it goes up to 6. So it goes up to 6, highest. There's the pulse on it. Oh, there's pulse there, yeah. Okay, so Jackie has just said she's done more reading than I have. It's got pulse on it there. How do you get that? Oh, yeah. Oh, look at that.
No one can hear us.
No one can hear.
Mixer.
Right, okay, sorry about all the noise. Right, okay, the speed goes from 1 to 6. Okay, it's really very fast. And it's got a pulse on it. So you turn it the other way, it got a pulse on it. We've blended the butter now, and I'm going to use orange zest because we've got orange cakes, Wright's cake mix. I'm going to use the orange zest icing sugar. I am going to have to make a little bit of noise quickly, and then just give me 2 minutes. If anybody wants to ask Richard any questions, and he'll shout out as loud as he can. Oh, the other good thing about this, look at this, guys. Okay, you get several attachments. So you've got your balloon whisk with it. Okay, so there's your balloon whisk. Do you know what this one's for?
It's just another version of that one.
Okay, this is a metal version of the beater. Yeah. Okay, and then there's a dough hook. We're not too sure about this one. I've got a really big dough hook on the other Andrew James mixers that we've got. This one's a bit smaller, so
I'd say that's suitable for a £1 or a £1.5 loaf.
Yeah.
I don't think that together with the bowl is quite big enough for a £2 loaf.
So this is for a small £1 loaf. I wouldn't use any more than that, so Richard says. And then I'm going to use this rubber blade in here. Okay,
That is a godsend, that. It really is.
Well, I can see why it's a godsend straight away because it's got those scrapers on the side, which I have to say is going to scrape it all down. But one of the things that I really, really like is the fact that it's got this on the top. Because it drives me mad when you get mixers, you get a flimsy guard, it falls off when you're beating. So I'm just going to put this down and just pass that tea towel, Jackie. I'm just going to cover the hole slightly there, and I'm sorry guys, but oops, yeah, that's not on properly. So let's just mix it in a bit. You have to pulsate it first. sake, get it all in. Flicking icing sugar everywhere. Right there, it's coming in. Sorry guys, I normally chop it in. When you're doing buttercream, I've done a really lazy thing. And this isn't Andrew James's fault, this is my fault, okay? When you have your icing sugar, don't go and turn the mixer on. At least we've got this splash guard because we could have all been covered in it. So that's the one thing, that's the positives. But really what I should have done is chopped it all in with a spatula first. So I'm just going to do this. So just let me get this on 1 second. So that's mixing away, just give it a minute. Rich is all prepared again.
Oh, yeah.
Right, it's up and it's off. Let me just taste this actually. To be fair, the butter's well softened. Yeah, we're good to go. So that's me, stop making all my racket now, and I am going to pass you back over to Richard.
To make some more racket.
To make some more racket. And I'm going to wash it, scrape all this, colour it up, and make some, colour it up for you all.
Okay.
That's delicious, that orange zest. I've not had orange
Looks
zest.
nice.
You taste it? Well, nice that. I've not had orange zest for ages.
Well, that's one of the ones I had at home. And it's
Yeah,
really
actually, you
nice.
said that before,
Yeah.
didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. I think pretty much anything orange.
Yeah, I love the
I
zesty
like.
ones.
Okay, so back to bread. Because our cake's in the oven, cooking away. This has had 10 minutes to rest. It's still a bit warm, but it's not enormously warm now. But you can actually feel that the dough is starting to move. The yeast is starting to work.
How can you tell it's starting to work?
It's the feel of it. You can actually, if you just feel that, you can feel already that there's a bit of air in there.
Bouncy.
See how it's a bit bouncy?
So I wouldn't know that.
Partly that's where the dough has been developed, the gluten has been developed within the dough.
Right.
But also it's where the yeast is starting to work its magic. So what we now need to do is to shape this into our Stromboli bowl. So got a rather interesting clear plastic rolling pin here.
Acrylic.
Yeah. And what I'm going to do is roll this dough out to form a rectangle about 20 centimetres by 30 centimetres long. Now it takes a bit of working to do this. Swing it round because the dough is still trying to spring back. But you can see there that it's starting to take its shape. Roll it out. Each time you roll it, it stays a little bit bigger.
I've never heard of Stromboli Bread until you told me you were making it.
No, that's fine.
Well, I was looking around through our list of recipes that we have on our website, which is www.wrightsbaking.co.uk, to see what I could make. And I thought that this one seemed to me to be right up our street to have a look at, to show off, because it shows what looks like a fairly complicated
Cake.
bread. It's a very complicated cake.
They know I always get the words wrong.
But it helps to do it. I think if you show something that's a little bit out of the ordinary, using our mixes, it shows just how versatile they are and how easy they are to use.
That's a good thing about the website as well, because there's so many good recipes on there. Because you can get like a plain bread mix, and there's so many things you can do with it. You know, even the cake mixes, you can start fixing pieces there.
Yeah, absolutely. So now what I'm doing, because what we're going to do is we're going to laminate this. It's very similar to if we were making puff pastry. So on 2/3 of the dough, I've spread mozzarella cheese, and then I'm just going to grate some Parmesan over it as well. I love Parmesan cheese. I eat this. I just cut chunks off of this and eat it.
Yeah, bad, isn't it?
We've
all got the same figure.
Yeah, can't get to sleep at night after I've done it. Well, actually, I do get to sleep at night, but what I do is I then kick my wife, which is not a good idea, I can assure you, and probably quite painful.
She might tell us what she does back to you that you don't know.
I get chucked out and go and sleep in the other room. It's that way we get a good night's sleep.
They are, John. You're not alone.
Right.
Somebody's only wishing me
So in the same way that you would say when you're making puff pastry, it's 2/3. You fold 1/3 back, fold the other third over, and then I'm just going to pinch down the sides just to seal it in. And then ordinarily we'd leave this to rest for about 10 minutes before we do it again. But in the interest of not boring you all by having you watch something not do very much for the next 10 minutes, I'm just going to roll this out again.
If you hear noise in the background, it's me washing up.
Yeah, that's your story.
I'm frantically getting this mold ready for you again.
So I'm basically going to roll this out to the same shape and size again. What we're doing is creating some nice layers here, and yeah, you can really start to you can really smell the garlic and the parsley, can't you?
Yep, somebody's just asking something about recommend. What they're saying? Is that Jenny up there?
Yeah. Things, and I'm not sure they're talking about the mixer or the cake mix.
Ah, right, okay.
I'm not sure.
I'll have to come back to any mixes.
Right.
Go on, Richard.
So Richard, are you doing this in replacement of leaving it for 10 minutes?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, normally I'd leave it for 10 minutes.
And you wouldn't have to do this again?
It doesn't make great cinema or... you're not showing this live on IMAX or anything, are you?
Netflix.
Great telly. Yeah, great Netflix, yeah. Do people still go to the cinema? I don't know. There's a question for another day. Right, so I've pinched down the edges again to seal it. Just going to shape it slightly into kind of a nice little oblong. Just tucking the edges under slightly. I'm then going to pop this on a lightly floured baking tray. Seam side down. There we are. And now this now needs to prove. Proving is probably one of the most important bits after actually developing the dough. Proving is one of the most important bits, and when people have bread that fails, more often than not, it's because they got a bit anxious and thought, oh, I've left it for half an hour, yeah, I better shove it in the oven. Let it at least double in size. Leave it somewhere warm. If we were going to leave this out, I would say cover it with oiled cling film, pop it in a plastic bag, and leave it for a good, depending on how hot the room is, leave it for 45 minutes, an hour. We're going to use a prover, which I have, from a company called Broad and Taylor.
We don't stock it before anybody else. They have to go to the Rod and Taylor
which
website.
You'll need to find on their website. And basically, this is a heated cabinet which folds flat when you put it away. It's got some hot water in it, a little bath in there for some hot water, and this is going to maintain a temperature of about 30 degrees. And the steam or the moisture from the water really helps the bread to develop and for the yeast to grow. And it cuts down the proving time, so we're going to leave that to prove now for as long as we can before we pop it in the oven. And I think Jackie now is going to dive into her cheesecake, which is something I think we'd all like to do.
I've got to be honest, Jackie. Let me just bring this cheesecake back over. That's a lovely deep cheesecake, that isn't it?
It's
Really
not
deep.
much in it really, but
Yeah.
it's comes out nicely.
There you go. I tell you, we're in for goodies tonight,
There we
aren't
go.
we?
Tommy would be happy.
Hey.
Just a question. Yeah, just a quick question on the proving. Could you use the oven turned down low instead?
Not
It's
really.
false.
Can you use the airing cupboard?
You could use your airing cupboard. If you're going to use the oven, I would say turn it on to a very low heat and turn it off when you put the bread in, because you really don't want it to be more than 30-35 degrees at most.
An hour at room temperature.
An hour at room temperature will do it, yeah. Particularly if you've got a hot kitchen like this one is.
Yeah. Good.
No.
We're going to pass over to Jackie now while Richard and I have a mad clean up, okay? So, or maybe I have a mad
Oh,
clean
do I
up.
have to clean up as well?
Yeah, you can smell if you like.
I'm not known for being tidy in the kitchen, it has to be said.
Anything you want back?
No.
No. All right then. So crack on with Jackie then. Off you go, Jackie.
Right, I'm going to do this cheesecake, and I think what happened one day, I didn't have any biscuits in to crush, and I had a brownie mix in, and I thought, oh, I'll have a go at that. And since then, we don't use biscuits on our cheesecake bottles anymore. So this is the Wright chocolate brownie mix. So you put that in first, and if you look at this one, it's like the other mixes. Let's see how we get them. You've got actual. I'll try and find some. It'll probably show up more when it's wet actually. I'll try it when it's wet. But there's actually chunks of chocolate in this. I'll show you in a minute. Right, so you've got your Wright mix in. Into that you want 4 tablespoons of water. I'm old school being I'm with my tablespoons, not with my mils.
Oh, me too.
Here we go. Right, so you want 4 tablespoons of water. And then 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. And then 1 beaten egg. There we go. And then just mix all that together. Takes next to no time.
Well trained.
I'll see if I can find you the chocolate bits now. Yeah, you can see them coming up. If you can, there you go. You see it? You've got nice big chunks of chocolate in there as well. Just get the bottom of the bowl clean. And then this is, I think it's an 8-inch tin that I'm using, so I've just buttered the sides and lined the bottom. A bit of mix of this there. And just try and rub it out the best you can. And you'll see how quick it is to make a cheesecake now, so nobody's got any excuse to do a cheesecake.
So have you just used the brownie mix in exactly the same way as it says on the pack?
Says on the pack, yeah, it's exactly the same way. I mean, when you're doing it like this for a cheesecake, you wouldn't put anything probably else in it, but sometimes when I do the brownies, I'll throw some cherries in, or nuts, or anything, whatever you fancy throwing in. Now that's got to go in the oven now. I think it's 20 minutes, about 20-25 minutes on 180 gas mark 5. So that's your base done.
Right, you're just going to have to wait for a few
Okay, that's
minutes.
fine.
and it'll come out.
I've got one here anyway.
Yeah.
So when that's come out of the oven, let it cool, take it out of the tin, put it on a cooling tray, wash your tin back out, and then
Voila.
there you go. So
It's all quick here, isn't it?
yeah. So yeah, just put it back into the tin that you've used first off.
You don't have to leave it overnight, you just need to leave it till it's
No,
cool.
just till it's cool. Pop it back into the tin, and then next, this is for your actual cheesecake mix. We've got 280 grams of Philadelphia, And then I've got 100 grams of the strawberry milkshake sugar and crumbs. And it's my turn to be noisy now. Bring that together. What do you need? Spatula. Spatula. Okay. Just make sure you've got all your garments. Make sure it's all in. And then all you've got to add. Right, I use only because it has a good date on it. So you can use double cream, but I just prefer to do only. This has got 284 mils in this one. Just pop that in. There we go. Always make sure I get it all in. Now you put this back on, and you want it to look like a thick mousse consistency.
Does anybody know how much we're selling the brownie mix for?
The £1.70, all the mixes are £1.70. Apart from the scones and the cookies, they're £1.50. I might have put them on too dear then. Yeah. I couldn't understand Debbie's pricing, what it was. So I'll have to have a look. I'll have to check the bread mixes. Check the website what the bread mixes are, but the cake mixes are £1.70. I think that's right. I know that the scones and cookie mix is £1.50. The breads, I might have them all at £1.40. I'm not sure, but I'll just have to double check. But that's what they should be. And sorry for the racket, Lauren. But we're going to have the racket because you can't turn the mixer on unless you have a racket. So just have to bear with us a minute. So if there's any questions, does anybody want to ask anything else? And I'll show you, I've got the biggest mouth. So I'm using the colour splash red, okay? And one of the reasons I like using the colour splash, these were both brand new. I've just pinched off my top before. So when you cut these, I had a lady the other week who cut the whole thing off, right? Okay, she cut the whole thing off. Please don't do that. You only need to cut that little plastic end off there, okay? That there is to give you the tube, and all I'm doing is there, and that will give me enough hole to spread out of. Yeah, yeah, that's all you need. Okay, so don't cut this off. Okay. I'll be with you in a minute. So the colours I'm using is the Christmas red. To get the Christmas red, you do need a lot of colour in. Now, when you are mixing your buttercream, when you put the colours in, when you put your colours in, don't mix like that. Paddle it in and make sure you get it all nice and smooth so that you've got nice, smooth buttercream. So I don't know whether John can see how well that is. Can you see it how it's smooth and there's no bubbles in it? Because I've noticed, and I did mention it last week as well, it's something maybe I should have mentioned before. If your buttercream's got lots of bubbles in it, it's no good for nifty nozzles because they just will come out all bubbly. So just use your palette knife and just keep going along, turning it round, going it along. Yeah. I always say blend in quite a lot for several minutes, walk away. And you can do that, but you need to smooth out. And that's really so that you really mix the butter into the icing sugar. Some people only like to give it a couple of minutes, but I do hate it if you can still see lumps of butter, so I like to have it all well and truly blended in. So Jackie's off the mixer now. We're back to you, Jackie. So we're back to Jackie, and I carry on. Chocolate melted. So how long do you want that in the microwave?
About 30 seconds.
Do I need to press on the bag?
No.
Just 30 seconds.
Let me have a feel of it when it comes out.
It's a very hot microwave, this.
Right. So you want it to get to like this moussey.
Can you just run through the ingredients that are in the bowl there, please?
Right. There's 100 grams. First of all, you put your Philadelphia, which is 280 grams. 100 grams of the icing sugar, and then this is 284 mils of Elmley double cream, or double cream, whichever one you want to put in. So get it to, so it's like, yeah.
So let me apologise, guys. I've got the breads on at 170, it should be 140, so I'll sort those out for you tonight.
Right, when you put it into your tin, don't be tempted to flop it all in with a big spoon, because you need to go up the edges. Because if you don't go up the edges, when you come to take it out, you'll have really big air bubbles in it. And, I mean, you can smooth them out a little bit, but it's easy. It's better if you do it this way. Plus, you get a good sort of like even finish as well. So just make sure you keep pushing it into the edges.
You don't have to be melted all the time. Or do I just put them around?
No, put them back in. Just put 10 seconds or...
You do them 10 seconds?
Yeah, see how it goes there. I don't want it to go over. Scraper in and get this to waste in it. And just try and get it as level as you can. You burn yourself? Oh, you've not, have you? Oh dear.
It all happened here.
Oh. You burnt yourself?
Eh?
Not burnt yourself.
There's nothing like a bit of burnt chocolate.
True. Right, normally this will go into the fridge. I always say overnight because it will set better, but if you're anything in our house, you're lucky if you get an hour before it's out. You need at least 3 hours if you can. Give it, make it nice and firm. And I wouldn't decorate it now, but because I'm here, I just want to decorate it for you. Won't make much difference, but it is better normally to decorate it once it's nice and firm. I'll just go in with strawberries on this. Sometimes it's nice to chop up some strawberries as well and put it into the mix. Have we got any chocolate left?
I don't know.
Besides burning, yeah.
Eh?
It said besides burning, yeah. God, it is hot, your microwave, isn't it? Yeah, I'll use that bit that's in there.
Do you know what? Can I put this into a bowl? Are you dipping or are you
Squirting.
Right.
Ruth would like you to recreate the cheesecake at home.
Eh?
Oh, here we go.
So listen up, Richard.
Right, this is not happening, Jackie.
Is that it?
Strawberries, brownies and chocolate. It's a winning combination.
Yeah.
Let me take that one then. Just that bit will do.
Which one? What? I know, but I've got another one that I've got to come out this.
Right, what is this?
We've got James from Spain again.
Yeah, that's
Right.
fair. It's got a piece of plastic in. I need to dig it out.
Well, it won't come through because I want to snip off a bit there.
Oh, yeah. Right, okay, good.
It all works out in the end.
Never know if there's so much trouble with chocolate. You can tell I've never made chocolate before.
I have such trouble working with chocolate. I was saying earlier, for some reason I can never manage to temper it.
Normally, this usually works. So if I put like some...
She left it to Carol.
Chocolate, yeah. I usually put a few chocolate buttons or like a few pieces of dairy milk into the piping bag, put it on for 30 seconds in the microwave, and normally you don't get burnt.
Are your mixes available in the USA?
Only if they buy them in the UK and ship them over.
Ah,
I think we have got some...
Sorry Stephanie, I think that's a no.
They'll have the same problem.
This is not going to be as artistic as the one I did at home, I'm afraid, because we've got...
Carol's mucked it up.
We've got a bit of hard chocolate going on, I think, here. I think you're just going to have to guess on this one.
But do you want us to move on and you come back to it?
No, it's
Like
fine.
Richard
Where's
did.
scissors?
There's a chocolate in here.
I'll just do some big chocolate one. That's fine.
Hey?
I think I found a bit of plastic. At least Tommy will be happy. He won't be choking tomorrow.
Sorry.
Not as if I choke you, Tommy. Really.
I dropped the plastic in.
Right, it's not going to be as... oh, who cares? It's chocolate, isn't it?
Still going to taste lovely.
Yeah.
That was planned all along, wasn't it?
Yeah, look at that. Still nice. There we go.
Does it come out okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Oh, look at that, Jackie.
There
See, that
you
just
go.
shows, doesn't it, how good you are.
Pop that into the fridge. Keep it overnight if you can. And
Okay.
it'll be all ready in the morning.
Right.
All you've got to do then, get yourself something like a bowl and it's got like a loose, try and do it in a loose base one obviously. Just pop it on there, push this bit down and it should slide out fine. And then you can put it onto your board, like wherever it's gone.
Is that?
Okay, so
There we go. There,
Yeah.
there.
right.
It was over there a minute ago. Oh, and by the way, hang on, we've not finished.
Oh, yeah, can you chocolate bit?
Yeah, it might look better now.
It looks great. That looks great.
There we go. What more could you ask for, eh?
Lovely.
Absolutely fantastic. Well done.
And there you go.
Even
And
though
how
I
long
did
that
cock it up
take?
here.
How long did that take?
I
Next
don't
to
know,
no
it wasn't
time.
long. What was it, 10 minutes? Less than 10 minutes, I think. 15 minutes.
15 minutes, and there you go.
Fantastic. Clever girl, eh?
Well done, Jackie.
I'll just go and pop
Well
that in the
done.
fridge.
So Jackie's going to put that one in the fridge. This is one she made earlier. In fact, she made it yesterday, this one. And Richard is taking his cakes out of the oven. And I don't know if mine are ready yet.
Oh, that's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah. What do you think, Richard? Mine ready?
I think yours might need
Need a few more minutes.
might need a few more minutes, I think.
Might need that. They're looking good though.
So these cakes have had about 20 minutes at 160. Now going to leave these to cool down. And while they're cooling down, we'll get on with making the
noisy buttercream.
noisy buttercream.
Right, okay, well, what have you put together there? Because you already put it together.
Right, well in here I've put 75 grams of butter and 150 grams of icing sugar. I've actually cut it together to get it started so that it doesn't flow
All right, clever clogs.
everywhere.
Clever clogs there.
And then once this is combined, I'm going to add in there 100 grams of peanut butter and a couple of tablespoons of caramel.
So go on then, what are you going to do once it's combined?
Once it's combined, I'm going to add in 100 grams of peanut butter and 2 tablespoons of caramel. That's just about there. Give it another quick blast. Starting to look nice and fluffy.
I have to say, it smells really good in here, doesn't it? Actually, you know what? Every Monday it smells great in here.
Right, so that's about 100 grams of peanut butter, and then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons, or 3 dessert spoons in this case, of caramel. I'm going to pop this back on to combine it all. Quick mix round. Make sure we get right down to the bottom of the bowl, so it all gets mixed together. Oh, I can really smell the peanuts now. Peanut butter.
My favourite thing.
Yeah, that lovely sort of sweet peanutty smell there. This is definitely a lick the bowl icing. That's all done. Wish they'd invent a non-stick whisk actually. I always hate the waste.
I know.
I know there's only a tiny bit on there. But...
Yeah, but you see the trouble is, Richard, you get people like me who just really lick the whisk.
There you go. Suck that then.
There you go, Jackie, wash that quick. All the good things are in this kitchen. My diet's been blown out the window tonight.
Okay.
John and I start a diet every Sunday.
So these cakes have actually cooled down remarkably quickly, considering the other ones came out of the oven 5 minutes ago. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half the mix, the icing.
I'll see that.
There we are.
How will I know if my beans are done?
Put that on there. Now you could pipe this, or you can just. I generally, do you know what? If I'm doing something like this, I prefer to do it freeform. Apart from anything else, I'm actually going to, when we get to the, there we are, pretty much the end there. So we've got it all round to the edges. Could I have? Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll go around and get the cream.
We will be putting recipes on for all the bakes, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
Which one's the fridge?
That one right next to you. Yeah, this one, this one. What do you want your oven on for your bread?
220. And a little bowl.
And then, that's what it's about.
This
There you go.
bowl.
Yeah, this is a better one.
Oh, okay, that'll do. Right, so now, just to make this extra decadent, we're going to take some caramel and some double cream. I don't know if you can smell that, obviously you can't smell that on Facebook, but you can really smell the banana and the peanuts.
I can smell how fat I'm going to get.
And what I'm doing here is I'm basically just making up a little drizzle. So you want to get the caramel so that it's not quite a pouring consistency, but it's the sort of consistency where you can just go all over the cake.
Wow, look at that.
put as much or as little of that one as you want. I'll put quite a lot on. And then just to finish it off, in here I've got some roasted peanuts. These are unsalted, and all I did was just pop them in the oven for about 5 or 6 minutes. Actually, the first time we popped them in the oven, went for a cup of tea, and that wasn't a great idea because we thought it's burning a bit earlier on this afternoon. So just roughly chop those up, and then I'm just going to sprinkle them over the top.
Oh wow, that looks good, doesn't it?
And there is a Banoffee cake with peanut butter icing and peanuts.
Oh my lord. Oh my lord. Ooh, it's goody good, isn't it?
That's not the best thing to serve it, because I think probably what we need to do is cut into it.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Yeah, why not?
So
that looks good. Yummy, yummy. Oh lordy, how good's that?
there you are.
That's a lovely deep sponge, isn't
So
it?
it's produced 2 lovely even deep sponges. You can see that everything is nicely mixed between the ingredients.
Yeah.
And
There's these slices coming out to us already, haven't it?
it looks to me as if it's just ready for a nice little cup of coffee.
Are you jealous, guys? We've started before you.
That one will have to be mine because it
That'll
fell
be
over.
yours.
Let's give this a quick wipe.
Oh, I can get me posh cake forks out somebody bought me.
Now I'm just going to have a quick look in the prover and see how the bread is coming along. It's moving. It probably hasn't gone quite ready. It's not ready to put in the oven yet, in fact. But if you can see in there, it's already probably, what, half as big again by now. Nice little bit of heat in there. You just feel that the dough's still a little bit on the cool side. So that's probably got another half an hour in there it needs before it goes into the oven. So we'll leave that, and perhaps the other thing we can cut into now is the one that was prepared earlier.
Yeah,
I think,
absolutely, yeah.
because that's not going to be finished for the time we are.
Mm-hmm.
So coming out of the oven, there is our finished Stromboli bread. So this is premium white bread mix with garlic, mozzarella, parmesan.
And it smells mighty good.
And there we are. See, it's got nice, light, open texture. Got some, you can see the laminations in there.
Tom just showed everyone. Do you know what? You won't get this. Every week they want to try and see John, and they just have the full face of him accidentally.
I just pressed the button that turns the camera
Oh,
on.
okay. Well,
Face.
it'll be interesting to see if the viewing numbers go up or down now, won't
Oh God.
it?
So while they're looking at your bread,
Looks like we've been
John's,
disconnected.
Yeah. The only other thing to add is about 10 minutes before the loaf comes out of the oven, I've put some parmesan on the top.
Yeah.
Just to finish it off. Don't put it on as soon as it goes in the oven because it'll burn. This will go in the oven for about half an hour. So after 20 minutes, put the parmesan on, turn the oven down to about 200, and it will just finish quite nicely.
Fantastic.
There. And oh, the smell of garlic and parsley there.
Yeah.
Absolutely delicious.
Smells good, isn't it?
So there we are.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, well done, Richard. Well done. It's been great.
Thank you. Enjoy eating them.
We are going to eat them, yeah.
The
We're going to eat them in catch-up.
happy baking.
So thank you, Richard, from Wright's Baking there. So let me just come over and have a look what we've done here. So this is absolutely amazing. What we've used with Richard tonight is the premium white cake mix.
Bread mix.
Bread mix.
See, this is called bread.
Yeah, that's cake.
This one is cake. It's a difficult concept.
I'm sure I've got dyslexia or something. I never get the words
You know
the
what
right
they
way
say?
around.
Dyslexia rules KO.
I think it does. I never get my words the right way around. They're always the wrong way. My numbers always are, everything. So we've used this little packet of mix here. This is what Richard used tonight. Anybody who wants to watch it again can watch it on YouTube tomorrow, or if you really want to watch it again as fast as you can tonight, as soon as we finish, it will go live straight to our Facebook page and Maria will pin it to the top. So we've made the Stromboli Bread. I can't tell you how to make that, you're going to have to do that again, but it's amazing and it smells amazing. And when we gave you the first mug shot of it, sorry, you got a full-on face of John. You touched the button.
Everybody's swooning at home now.
I don't know.
Ben looking at me.
I think they got a good look up his nostrils and a shocked face. And then this cake, I will tell you, this looks amazing. I've just had a sneaky little dip in that. That's gorgeous, that, isn't it?
Yeah,
That
really
was,
nice,
yeah, really nice. So we're going to be having that in catch-up with a cup of tea, so we'll tell you how nice that is. We've got Jackie's cheesecake there, which is absolutely amazing.
I want some of that.
Yeah, we'll be having that up in catch-up as well. So you guys, you know, we've made all these things. We've been live now for an hour and 15 minutes, and we've made those. I've also, the buns are out of the oven, okay? So these are the orange cupcakes, and you can make 12 normal size. So with one packet of the Wright orange cake mix, you can make 12 cupcakes. You can 12 muffins rather, or you can make 24 of the small cupcakes, or you can make 6 giant muffins. These are like when you go in Costa Coffee places or Starbucks. Can't give them all a miss. What else is there? Should we name them all before I get into trouble? But anyhow, any fancy
other good coffee shop. I'll cover it.
Okay, these are great and they feel gorgeous. So Richard wanted to know, how did I use the nozzles? So come on Richard, come around here. This is eyes on lesson. Jackie, have you used the nozzles?
Yeah, I've tried it.
Oh yes, she says, oh yes, I can. Oh, yes. I don't need to.
So I've got the screen ready.
I'll just stand there and watch.
You're just going to stand there and watch, okay then. Right, so John, where do you want to be then?
Over here.
Okay, so I'm going to make one first, show you how to do it. Now, I brought these little bands and I've actually put these on the website. Lots of ladies do say that they don't have a lot of strength in their hands with arthritis and other problems, and I had a lady here in class the other week.
Sexist.
And men as well, yeah. So I had a lady here the other week who was really struggling, and when she was squeezing her bag, it was all popping out at the end. So all you do is get these lovely little bands. They're very, very easy. Okay, they look like this. And then you, sorry John, whizzed it out of your way. You tie it round your bag. I mean, I've only put a small portion in here. So you tie it round your bag. You can go around once or twice. Let's fasten it, 1 second. The thing when you've got false nails though is, you can never, is that on? Yeah, so there you go. So that'll hold your bag, yeah? So we've got the rose in here. We're using green tonight and Christmas punch, Christmas red. I'm saying Christmas punch, that's our flavoured icing sugars. I've got white in here for the berries. So the green for the bigger berry, white for the inside. And then what Richard really wanted to know is how I got that two-tone effect. And there you are, I'm ahead of the game. So remember, we're going to use the Wilton 1M. Now the Wilton 1M, the Wilton 104, told you my dyslexia comes in. So the Wilton, Alzheimer's is it? I know. So the Wilton 104, make sure that it is the Wilton 104. The bottom of the Wilton 104 is the wider part. You need a thinner top part up in line with the seam of the bag. Okay, so I don't know whether you can see that. Can you see that, John? Okay, so it's very important you keep that thin bit up here. If you have it the other way round, okay, I'll just explain to you. When you're piping, the little rim of the bag is going to keep scraping across your cupcake. So keep the top there, so turn that round. So, and if ever you forget, and a lady asked me this week as well, Carol, can you just remind me which way I need my tip? Just think about the flower. Whenever you pull the petals off the flower, the thinnest part is the top, the bottom part is the thickest end, okay? And then Richard wanted to know, how did I get 2 colours in? So I'm just going to do, sorry, I do everything by holding it in my hand. So I'm just going to put it in my hand, and along the seam here, I'm going to get the red. So along the seam, I don't know how well you can see it, but I am just going to scrape it along the red, along the seam. Okay. So for those of you who can't see because of my hand, let me just open that bag for you. So there's the seam, and I've put the pink that side. Yeah?
Yep.
Can you see that? And then I'm going to open it up. Normally I do this together, so it's a bit fiddly because I've had to just show you guys. And then I get the white, and I'm just going to poke the white down the other side. It's much easier once you know how to do this. You do it all in one go, not try and take it off and show your audience. So we're just going to pop the white. I'm going to keep pushing it down that side. It doesn't matter if a bit of your pink's gone over. So just keep pushing down. And keep pushing down. So I'm just going to squirt this out until. So what you're seeing here now. If John can see this here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just have to keep squeezing this out until the white starts to come through. Now normally, if I'd done this all in one go and I hadn't taken it off my hand, you'd have seen this a lot quicker. So I just want it a bit more than that actually. Yeah. So remember, this is the Christmas red. So I'll just put the little bag clip around it. Like I say, if you're used to piping, you don't really need these, but those people who struggle, and then just keep rolling it down. So
it'd probably be good for kids that as well,
Yeah.
because I'm trying to teach Maggie at the moment. She's hard
Yeah.
because I'm left-handed and she's right-handed.
yeah, that's
So
it.
trying to figure out how to hold the bag and squeeze, it's quite hard.
We're quite well balanced then,
So-
left-handed, right-handed, cat-handed.
Yeah.
Bit of everything.
So Richard, pay attention, because tomorrow at your meeting you can demo this one to them. So all you're going to do is put a thin crumb coat of buttercream on, and it only needs to be thin. Now, one of the things I do like about this mix, don't forget your brownie mix as well, Jackie. One of the things I do like about this Wright's mix, I didn't have to turn my oven on high to get the dome mix.
No, it comes.
Yeah.
They're designed to do that.
So it, yeah, so the muffin mix is designed to bring up that dome effect, and that's perfect for using your Russian piping tips. As you know, we only use Nifty Nozzles, the genuine Russian piping tips, which is my partner in crime, Alexander Lebedev. So the first nozzle, okay, sits onto the cake, yeah, and then you squeeze, form a base up 1 centimetre and off. Yeah, you got that, Maria? You see that, guys? See that, Richard?
Yeah.
So that's your first rose. And then what we're going to do now is, and I'll try and do it as slowly as I can, but it's a little bit difficult. So I am going to then now do half a semicircle. So guys, you can see that. Half a semicircle. In that half a semicircle, we're just going to cross over. And you're going to keep crossing over, and everybody there on the camera should be able to see it. So Richard, I don't know if you want to get the other side. So we go around twice. How are we liking that, guys?
That was pretty.
That's lovely.
Pretty, isn't it?
Yeah.
You got that, John? You got it, Maria? Okay, and then what we're going to do is, we're just going to lie it down, and we're going to come up. We're going to lie it down, and we're going to come up. So lie it down, come up. And when I say lie it down, you're using, where I was going like that, you now turned it sideways. Lie it down, come up, doesn't have to be really neat. And there you go.
Wow.
And then we are going to go in here. So I'm just going to squeeze another one there. So let me just get a little bit of a cloth here in a minute. Just so you can see. Now this one here, I'm just going to do half a semicircle. Sorry, Maria. So I can't go all the way round because it's under the flour, okay? So this is just going to be a small rose, little add-on rose. Yeah, that's all that's going to be there. And then we're going to put another one. You do know you're going to have a go in a minute, Richard.
Oh, we run out of time. Wow, what a shame.
And then we're going to make some little berries. So I always like a few little berries in. Let's put these in here. A bit luminous lime green, these berries. So I'm going to put some little white tops on. And now this little bouquet, I call it a cupcake bouquet. It's actually on the website. So you get the 4 Wilton tips and the nifty nozzle, one of the nifty nozzle rose tips. This particular one is Beauty, and I think that's what's in the bundle at the moment. But that's what you get in your bundle, 5 nozzles for £7.49, I do believe. And then let's put in a couple of more roses here. And then we're going to put in, where's my leaf? Got buttercream on my finger there, I'm not showing you that. Just put that in there. And there. And then get your leaf tip. Now your leaf tip, guys, okay, so we've gone over the top with this one just to show Richard. Your leaf tip needs to be, I've always said to you before, remember, mouth open, like the big girl here, i.e. meaning me, Carol, mouth open, always going 10 to the dozen. Don't have it sideways, because if you have it sideways, you're going to get a very strange leaf. Yeah, you don't see many leaves like that. So you need it mouth open, yeah, and you can do baby leaves, and you can do giant leaves,
wow.
Yeah.
What colour is that?
This
Leaf
one's
green?
just the green, it's not leaf green, it's just the green. Colour splash green tonight. Sorry Maria, so let's see where we're going to fit in a couple of leaves on this big cake that I've done here. And all this is orange zest flavour as well. So I'm just going to put in a couple of leaves, pretty it round. There you go.
Very good. Wow.
Like that?
Yeah,
You
brilliant.
can have a go?
Yeah.
You've got to have a go, haven't you?
I've got to have a go.
Good, good, good. So Richard's going to have a go. Jackie, you can have a go. We've got 3 cupcakes here. Come on.
Oh, but Jackie's a professional.
No.
I don't think you've used nifty nozzles yet, have you?
So,
Yeah.
okay, so very quickly then,
Yeah.
I've got to put some
Butter on there, yeah?
butter icing just around the top. Just, I suppose that just acts as a kind of glue, does it,
That's
to keep it on?
absolutely perfect.
Okay.
Got that?
Then,
I didn't show you to do it that way, did I? Right, okay.
okay.
Not quite the way you're supposed to do
It's
it.
called a pyramid rose, that one.
So guys, that's not quite the way, but go on, let's see how well it goes, see how much you're paying attention. Let's get a cloth for your end of your tip, just 1 second. Always clean your tip.
Been told that before.
Yeah.
Okay, so then it was semicircles, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So with the thing
Yeah,
pointing
just
up.
to sit on the thing. Yeah.
Oops.
Keep going. It doesn't
Yeah.
matter. It'll all come together.
I was
Considering you've never held a nozzle in your hand.
I was actually hoping that I'd be able to do this, and because I cook stuff for my wife, but I never ever managed to make it look pretty.
Right. So now you're going to try and make a pretty thing.
Yeah, I'd kind of like to be able to give her something that actually looks nice as well as tastes okay.
I've given you a good bundle of nozzles tonight. So I'm not quite sure what he's doing here. Maybe a closed rose.
Streaky bacon.
Yeah, I did say earlier I don't have an artistic bone in my
do you
body.
think we should stop now?
I think I'd stop now if I. Yeah.
Shall I give you a leaf?
Actually, it's a rose, but it hasn't quite bloomed yet. It needs watering. I think it needs watering.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, I'm going to save this for you anyhow. So,
I can start again.
let's just save this for him. So I'm just going to put a couple of things on here. So he's got a nice, what we'll call that one the big bud. It's not quite how you're supposed to do it, but you know what, don't despair. And I'm just going to...
It's like anything, you have to practice.
Yeah, of course you do. So I'm just going to
Boy,
build it
I have
up.
to do a lot of practice.
Yeah. So I'm just going to build it up for you.
See, I think that's why I always
go.
describe myself as a cook rather than a baker.
Oh, you get there when you try. I say if you make a batch of just plain buttercream and just play with it, rather than wasting coloured buttercream.
Do you want to finish off your berries, Richard? Look at that! Didn't you do well?
Good game, good game. So what have I got to do? Just put a little
Just
dot.
Put your little dots on. You now put a dot on your leaf. On your berries. Which you don't know a berry and a leaf. There's your third berry up there.
Oh, up there.
In clumps of freeze I did them.
Oh, there you go.
Right, we've now got a dotted dot leaf.
Yeah.
Well done, Richard.
It's an aphid.
Eh? So there's Richard's there. Well done. Come on, Jackie, you'll go.
I'm getting there.
So there's mine. There's Richard's. And let's get these right. Let's bring them down.
Oh, there's not enough for me to do.
Yeah, there is. There's a cupcake. Don't forget you've got to put a bit of covering of buttercream on.
Oh, yeah.
So don't matter what colour you use. Actually, as Richard's quite right there, that acts as your glue. Have you ever used the nozzles at all, Jackie?
Only the Miss Dumpy.
Oh yeah, you like the Mrs. Whithy, don't you? You use that one, yeah?
No comment.
Yeah. So all happens here, you know, Richard.
This is a definite new one for me. Oh, mine's very high.
Oh, crikey.
My God.
Right, okay, we do not want to know what that is.
That's the leaning tower of Rome.
Even I can't help you with that one, Jackie. Right, so put it onto the cake, squeeze up 1 centimetre. Right,
Oh,
okay.
see, I've gone the other way now.
Listen, you know what? Everybody is watching because this is what they do.
No.
Right, okay.
Let's get that
so
one off.
let's take that one off. This is what I go through all the time, everyone. So what you do is hold your cake, so let it attach,
Right.
and then up, one up, stop,
And then pull off.
pull off. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. See.
Right.
Oh, and you're left-handed, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Won't make any difference to this nozzle. So I'll just move these cakes out of the way. By the way, I watched a video clip last week. It was John who damaged Barina's square cake. He leaned on it. So there you go, Jackie. Yeah, that's nice and neat.
Show off.
Yeah, that's nice and neat now, Jackie. That's lovely. Well done. Look at that. Get you. Right, so do you want to lie it down now? You've got to do the lying down bit. And then when you're lying down, you're coming back this way to you now. So
Right.
you've gone that way.
So I
No,
go-
no, so you're lying down.
Right. So
Yeah.
I go.
I can't do it left
Do that way?
Oh,
Is it?
I can't do it. Let me
Is
just
it the other way?
Let me just show you right-handed. But you lie it down. So we've got it in that lay down position.
Right.
And then you're just going to lift up.
Right, let's try that.
Yeah. But you're going to go the other way. It doesn't matter if you go into that.
I've got a bit of tissue.
Yeah.
Look, I'm trying to look dead professional now. I've got this bit right.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, just lie it down a bit flatter. Yeah, that just extends it. It opens up the row so you can see
Right.
what it's doing.
There you go.
Yeah, very good. That's very good. And then stop. Yeah.
Come down a bit.
Yeah. Don't panic about that.
I can put a little one
Wow,
under there
didn't
to
you
hold
do
it
well?
up.
Yeah. So all you need to do, if you just fall down, just
hold
stick it up.
above, yeah.
Stick that one up. You could get another rose
So
there.
we can get that up a little bit.
Yeah.
I can put one
Another
to-
rose there. Yeah. Very good. Hey, look at this confidence, eh? Now you're even holding the cake.
Yeah.
Right, just go on top of that there now. So if ever you do that, go sit on top of it. Go up, squeeze, stop. Right. Okay. And then we're going to put your berries on.
Do we not put that bit round there?
No, you can do. Do you want to get ready? Oh, look
Go
at
on,
you.
let's have a go.
Look at you.
Still can mess.
Right, you won't get it all the way round, so you have to open up. Yeah,
This one's looking a bit messy.
that don't matter. This is your first go. Right, super.
Oops.
And then do you want a couple of berries on? just move all that so we can show everybody what we're doing, what we've done here tonight. And put your tops in. Oh, this one that way. So bring that one over there. Put those plates on the side there. Put that on there. Okay. Put two ones on there.
What is it? Carol's open mouth.
Hey, Carol's open mouth, yeah. Then we've got the bread there. That's great. You can leave it there, Richard. It's fine. Yeah. Super. So this is Jackie's first go with the nozzle. I think you've done really very well there. Considering you've never used the nozzles before, either of you. Can't moan.
Considering neither of us have used the nozzle before, Jackie, you've done very well.
There you go.
Well done, Jackie.
I'm quite impressed with your rolls.
I'm going to pull those there forward. Pull that one forward, that one forward. Right then, guys, so you've got us all there, John? So guys, I hope you really enjoyed that tonight, okay? So that was Richard Hawes from Wright Baking. He's going to be coming back for catch-up. We've had Jackie Heaton, the Baking Nanna, who does
Great British Bake Off, Twitter Bakerland.
Yeah. Carol from Sugar and Crumbs. We're very pleased to have had Richard along tonight and bring his cake mixes and bread mixes with him. They've sold very well over the weekend, and we hope that they're going to be one of our star products.
I'm sure they will. Thank you
Really
for having me.
pleased with that. Yeah, no, very welcome. Very glad. Drove all the way from London for us tonight. How lovely is that? We'd like to thank Andrew James for sending their mixers up. And I have to say, I'm quite impressed with it. I use the Andrew James mixers at work anyhow, because like I say, I don't let the boys have my posh ones. These are £75. You can get them on Prime on Amazon. This is their newest mixer, and you get the free delivery with Prime, but you can go straight to their website and get it cheaper and get free delivery as well, I believe. So pop over there. They do it in silver and they do it in black. We've used it for the cake mix, we've used it for the buttercream, and you've used it for the cream.
And the good thing about it is it's got everything you need to start up. You don't have to think about going and getting different things. You've got everything there that you need to start up, especially if you're just learning.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
So that's with us. So what time is it now? It's 9:35. Give us 20 minutes while we have a bit of a clean up. 15-20 minutes, because I know Richard's going to get back on the road again, and we'll come back for catch up so you can ask any questions. But just before we go, does anybody want to ask anything now, John? Anything that's come to mind?
They really liked it, enjoyed it, and thank you very much.
Fantastic. Well, the kitchen smells amazing. So to have bread, cheesecake, muffins, look at these bad boys. Actually, should I cut one of these actually?
Yeah.
I will cut one of these now. And look at them. How lovely are they? That's a proper muffin, is it? These are the orange ones.
Just
let me
need to
get
break
that.
it open.
Where's that knife? Oh, break it open. Wow, look at
See all
that.
the little bits of orange?
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Let's have a taste of that. Oh, that is orange.
It's good, isn't it?
Very nice.
Yeah, really nice.
Very nice. Diet out the window. Sorry. Anyhow, so we'll see you in 15-20 minutes. Watch out for us on catch up. Thank you for joining us. And just before you go, John, before you press the button, just in case you don't join us, we've got Dawn Butler from Cake Frame joining us next week. She's making something for Halloween, and I believe it's a mummy on the frame. So that's quite exciting. She needs the whole episode to herself. I'll be doing nothing because she's got a lot to do in that session. So if I don't see you in catch up, see you 8 o'clock next week.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks for watching.
Bye.